mechanism that explains physics.
There's so much stuff that doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, I'm genuinely questioning reality sometimes, because how does water never expire? It's been around for ages. Where are my socks going? How do I always lose one? And how the fuck is this timeline real? I swear, bro, I'm convinced that the moment 2019 ended, our whole timeline disappeared. Because how do you even explain to someone from 2019 everything that happened in the past 5 years? Like, okay, I know that every year has its ups and downs, but damn, there's no ups. We started off with COVID, which already didn't make sense. I mean, since when do we get a random ass pandemic? The last time that happened was like 100 years ago. Don't fact check this, I'm not really good with history. But bro, there are so many things that could have happened to start off the year, and instead we get sick out of nowhere and it kills people. They didn't even know how to treat that, John. Like, people were just dying. How is that real? And as if it didn't sound weird enough, we got that from a guy who tried to eat a bat? Really? I mean, if we're inventing a new pandemic, at least give it a cool origin story. What's this boring ass pandemic? We genuinely couldn't come up with something better? Bro, he could order some KFC, they got great chicken, no need to eat a bat. Like, how are you this stupid to think a bat will satisfy your culinary desires, bro? The guy was probably munching on a dog and went, nah, this really ain't hitting no more. Like, what? But 2020 was a crazy year all around. Like, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt that we weren't in a simulation yet, even though Elon's baby got a completely unnecessary name that I still can't pronounce to this day, and people were buying insane amounts of toilet paper. Yeah, I still don't get this one. But I cannot ignore the fact that every year since 2020 has been a completely copy-pasted version of the year prior. Like, I feel like the plot is identical every time. Because how are we getting a new war almost every year? There is no way people are actually arguing that often and just throwing rockets all over the place while killing innocent people. Like, can't y'all box or something, bro? I'm sure there's a better way to solve this. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Who even came up with the idea of wars? That shit doesn't make sense to me. Like, that's something that would only happen in a simulation. The guy who created Earth, the video game, was so addicted to Call of Duty, he just said, bet I'm adding that. Bro, he was so locked in trying to find new ideas, he came up with that and conspiracy theories. Like, that's another thing that happens pretty much every year and it still confuses me every time. The fact that we're somehow seeing UFOs and getting special signals from aliens. Like, I'm not saying I don't believe in them. I'm still trying to get me a Mars baddie, you know what I'm saying? But how is it that every year there's a new video of an UFO that pops up and that's always blurry for some reason? Like, those guys should chill with their Samsung, gang. Invest in an iPhone, please, for the love of God. I'm trying to see that UFO too. And if it's an actual video taken by professionals, it looks like this. What am I even watching, bro? I'm starting to think they should at least try to make the simulation fun. Like, if they wanted to, they would, queen. And this really makes me wonder sometimes, because how are all these UFO obsessed people actually real? Y'all remember back in 2019 when people were so obsessed with aliens that they literally raided Area 51? Bro, one of the most secure facilities in the world, filled with the craziest information that you could imagine, along with the Krabby Patty formula and Obama's last name, raided by some Discord mods. I didn't even know it was that easy. Like, I remember how everyone wanted to go so bad and people actually signed the petition for it. Even I signed it and I was 13. I ain't gonna lie, I had pretty high expectations for it, but they really failed me. It was so lame that only like 200 people pulled up and they didn't even raid it. They just stood there and got arrested one by one. Like, the only funny thing we got from that was the guy who did the Naruto run all over the place and he probably got arrested 5 minutes later. Nah, but this really makes me feel like there's no way everyone on this planet is real. We gotta have at least a couple of NPCs. I'm talking people that just spawn in and are made for one specific thing. Like, y'all ever just be walking in a hallway or a narrow ass sidewalk and there's a guy coming from the opposite direction and he just bumps into you because his ego won't allow him to move? Bro, get the fuck. Who do you think you are? I'm genuinely trying to understand the reasoning behind it. Like, if you see me coming, pause, and there's no space for both of us and I'm slightly moving to the left, can you just like decrease yourself to the right?
Okay, decrease me then. What?
Like, every time that happens to me, I gotta convince myself that your whole purpose on this planet is to rage bait me. Like, the simulation master just sent you off to make my day even worse than it already was. I swear, these people gotta be the same ones talking about celebrities getting cloned. Bro, my boy Blueface just got out of jail and people on TikTok are already talking about, he's a clone, man. It's not the real him. Trust me, bro, I know. I've seen this before. How are people even coming up with these theories, bro? You gotta be on another level of high to even think of this. Like, can you even imagine what would happen if we could clone people? There's no way he got cloned in jail. This is ridiculous.
They call, I'm $1 million nigga. I'm 101 Dalmatian, bitch. Plug. I'm looking for a golden retriever. I'm not looking for a French bulldog, a chihuahua.
Nah, never mind. He might be cloned. Oh, and don't get me started on the new trends that keep appearing on TikTok out of nowhere. I feel like as a generation, we gotta do better, bro. This is all our fault. Like, we might be the NPCs on this one, cause do y'all even know what we're mostly known for? Memes. The bad ones. Like, we grew up with such a bad humor that the best thing we could come up with for 2025 was 6'7", and then we have the audacity to make fun of the other generations. You know how corny I feel saying 6'7" in public, but I genuinely can't stop? Like, it's such a lame thing that it's actually funny. The other day I was at McDonald's, and guess what number the lady at the counter said? Bro, I kid you not, I felt exactly like when you're in class and the teacher is talking about someone that died and your homeboy is looking at you like this, or better yet when they're talking about their mom that's kinda homeless.
My mother completely lacks a homestead to a partial extent.
Bro, the worst thing about it is that 6'7" is now officially the word of the year. First of all, isn't it supposed to be a word? I mean, it's the word of the year, right? Am I stupid? Second of all, do you even know how popular a word has to be to become the word of the year? Like, let's take a look at the other words of the year. Demure. Yeah, I guess, bro. If that's not enough proof that every year after 2020 was fake, then I don't even know what to say. And you know what? It might be fake because we got AI now. Bro, that thing is single-handedly the weirdest thing we got right after the internet, that we made from literal rocks and plants. Like, bro, who spawns in and goes, yeah, I'm creating Snapchat in this timeline? The guy who made the internet didn't even have a blueprint for it or none. He just freestyled that, John. Like, how do you even come up with that in the first place? Do you just get high on some prehistoric mushrooms and think about creating a way for people to connect, but not in real life, just online? And a couple years later, people use that to connect with e-girls on Discord and create ChatGPT? Because at this point, AI is becoming so huge that it's basically just a multitude of real people. Like, we gotta start counting every AI as a real baby, because what are we even doing? Why am I able to interact with the screen on such a personal level? Like, how come I can ask it for advice and it just helps me with anything? Any question that I've had in the past 2 years, I asked ChatGPT and he probably gave me better advice than a human, who is supposed to be the smartest species in the universe, by the way. Bro, to be honest, I don't even want to think about what we're coming up with next. We're getting unnecessary ass stuff before flying cars. This genuinely makes no sense. But yeah, bro, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be like 90 in a nursing home talking about some 6'7" and genuinely tweaking because I keep hearing a Fortnite chest in the wall. Like, the nurse gonna come in my room and see me doing a Fortnite dance or that Kaby Lane mechanism. She probably gonna ask me what am I even talking about, and I'm gonna start explaining the whole John Pork lore. Like, there's no way this is real.
What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein? What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Does he think he is Epstein? What is he typing into the calculator? Does he think he's doing something smart? What is mustard blood typing? Is mango blood actually Einstein?